This is my kOZmo OTK deck profile. It tries to be nice and simple. It revolves around Farm Girl, Good Witch, and Forerunner. Trying to utilize them because if you get those three cards in your hand and a couple other cards, you can, obviously perform an OTK. Good thing about Farm Girl is that when she deals damage, she'll let you add Good Witch or Forerunner to the hand, so increases your chances of getting the three cards you need. Also, we have Shining Angel to help you get Farm Girl onto the field faster. And we also have Emergency Teleport. Obviously, you can use that Emergency Teleport to summon a Farm Girl, then summon Shining Angel, for example. Attack with Angel, he dies, bring out Farm Girl. Now you have two Farm Girls in the field. You can use both of them. You're not both. You're using one of their effects to banish and special summon Front Runner if you have it, which hopefully you do. And you can summon Front Runner. Then use Front Runner to run over your opponent's monster. If your opponent has a monster, obviously you would if Shining Angel died as a battle. Run over that monster with Front Runner. Then use your second Farm Girl to attack, deal damage. Use her effect to get your second Front Runner. Then you will be able to use her effect, not in that same turn, but in a later turn to summon another Forerunner. But typically you will have already, hopefully, you already have Good Witch, of course, Farm Girl, and Forerunner, because you'll need those for the OTK. You have a couple other options. Cyber Dragon, because you can special summon Cyber Dragon. You can summon Farm Girl, use Cyber Dragon to run over a monster that your opponent might have to deal damage, or if he's wide open, even better, deal him 21 damage, then deal him 15. Use her effect if you're to grab either Forerunner or a Good Witch, and then go from there. Or if you don't have the Good Witch, obviously just go straight for Forerunner, and then tribute Farm Girl after you deal battle damage to summon the Forerunner and then attack with the Forerunner. So in that combo, you would deal 2100 damage, 1500, then 28. Let's see. And if you have Offerings to Doom, you'll be able to use Offerings to Doom on Forerunner, using Forerunner's effect of summoning something that's level 6 or lower, a kOZmo monster, and then you can summon Good Witch and deal damage with Good Witch. So that way it'd be 21, 15, 28, and 18. That's a pretty good amount of damage, because right here these two is 33. You got 4,900 damage with 33, 49, 33, 7,200. So that's 800 short of an OTK, right? But you dealt a good amount of damage. Opponent usually will be weak by that time anyway, by the time you perform the OTK. And then what was the thing? Oh yeah, Offerings to Doom will be useful in the scenario if you had if you had Shining Angel, Emergency Teleport, had that combo, and you ended up getting 2 front runners. In your hands, you can use the offerings to doom to destroy the front runner you already summoned, and that will let you summon kOZmo Witch. Then use kOZmo Witch to deal 1800 damage. Then use her effect to summon your second Forerunner. That's what you were supposed to do in the original OTK that I was trying to explain originally, but I forgot that one little step. That if you add the offerings to the doom to trigger Forerunner's ability to summon a level 6 or lower kOZmo monster, that's what will help you get the kOZmo, the Good Witch, and then use the Good Witch to deal damage. Then use her effect to summon your second Forerunner. So that takes care of that. So there, you see there's a couple different variants, a couple different ways you could OTK. The main point is to try to get monsters on the field dealing damage. Obviously we have Shining Angel that can help you get Farm Girl, but it can also help you get Honest. I typically like the scenario where I set Shining Angel gets attacked, Honest comes out, my turn, I bounce Honest to my hand. So now I can summon stuff like, Cyber Dragon, Farm Girl. I attack with Farm Girl, play Honest, so that guarantees she kills something and deals damage. So you get her effect to add Good Witch or Forerunner. Typically Forerunner is the one you want, because if you have, because one, it's the strongest attacker in the deck, but also if you have the offerings to doom, you could pop him and then get the Good Witch. So there's no point in getting Good Witch over Forerunner if you have no other monster in your hand. So it's better to get the Forerunner, because with offerings to doom you can activate Forerunner's effect to get you the Good Witch. Then the good thing about the Good Witch is that if you, let's say you did have another Forerunner, if you did have a Forerunner in your hand, and then you use Farm Girl to add a second Forerunner, then after you use Farm Girl's effect to summon Front Runner, you attack with that, offerings to doom, bring out Good Witch, attack with Good Witch, use Good Witch effect, summon the second Forerunner, and then attack. So that's 228, 18, a 15. That's over 8,000 damage. And that's one typical combo I like to do. Is that one. But yeah, Honest with Farm Girl works out pretty well. Let's see. We mentioned the monsters, offerings to the doom. Also, offerings to doom is a quick play, so obviously you could play it during battle phase. That's just the usefulness of it. Plus, it helps you get rid of a monster, because you don't. Let's say you have offerings to doom, right? You could just use offerings to doom to kill your opponent's monster, and then just attack him directly with Farm Girl. Farm Girl will get her effect, and you can get, Forerunner, and then summon Forerunner, deal damage. And let's say you have a second offerings to doom, use it on your Forerunner. Then bring out Good Witch and attack with Good Witch, and deal a good amount of damage, in the process. So that works out all good in itself. So it's not just so you can get rid of your opponent's monsters, but you can also use it to trigger your effect, but also in reverse. Not only for triggering your Forerunner's ability, you can also use it to take down your opponent's monsters, especially if you top deck it or something. It's good defensively, because you can set it. You can use it to prevent your opponent from exceed summoning, synchro summoning, contact fusion, that kind of stuff. Let's say you have a face down, you have Forerunner on the field, and your opponent summons Cyber Dragon. Well, play offerings to doom, kill the Cyber Dragon. That way you don't have to worry about them summoning Chimera Tech Fortress on you, because that summoning Chimera Tech Fortress doesn't target. Of course, Galaxy Cyclone helps you pop back row. It's also useful for getting rid of anything that might still be on the field, like a useless called Haunted. Useful against Phoenix Chain. This is a light attribute deck, so you might want to use it against Light Imprisoning. Same goes with MST. It helps you in that scenario. Wind Blast helps you slow your opponent down from drawing into some good stuff. Helps you disrupt some plays. Let's say somebody activates a search effect. You can disrupt that search effect with Win Blast. Because whatever they used to search, now it's back in the deck, and it's like mixing up anything. Also, it's useful when somebody uses an effect like, let's say, Lavalva Chain or something, which is currently banned right now, but if it wasn't, they could use that effect to put something on top of their deck. You could use Win Blast to put something on top of that. So now it's going to take an extra turn for them to get to that card that they were trying to get to. So they have to work extra hard to get to their combo pieces, right, as it were. Also useful against monsters you don't want to destroy. You don't want them to go a graveyard. Good against, Yang Zings. Good against Shaddoll, fusion monsters. Definitely good against them. Good against XYZ synchros, because they go back into the extra deck, so it'd be really hard for them to summon them back out. Because they have to get materials on the field to do it all over again. Black Hornet Heaven for Pendulum, but also is useful against XYZ monsters, synchro monsters, contact fuse monsters, fusion monsters that are summoned by contact fuse, basically. Good against inherent summons like Cyber Dragons. So you can use this obviously to stop somebody from summoning their Cyber Dragon on you and doing the Chimera Trick combo. Call a Haunted, so you can use your Honest, because you just call the Haunted, the Honest, bounce it back to your hand, and then you can summon your Farm Girl, and then go off, do some combos, do some damage, get some pluses, do some more damage. You definitely want to get Forerunner on the field as much as possible. He's your boss monster. You want him on the field, giving you that 1,000 life points or in standby phase, constantly attacking and hurting your opponent. If he gets destroyed by a card effect, that's okay, because then you'll just summon Good Witch or Farm Girl and then do it all over again. You got Call a Haunted to recycle them and all that other good stuff. Unless you use his banish effect, of course. But if you don't banish him, you just discard him for Wing Blast, or he dies and you just let him die and don't use his effect. You can just Call a Haunted him back and then continue the onslaught. Then removal, obviously, to help you double his attack as well as Cyber Dragon's attack. So that right there, you can deal a lot of damage, because the removal Cyber Dragon, that's 4,200. The removal Forerunner, that's 5,600. So you get just those two. Like if you special summon Cyber Dragon, right, which means your opponent's gonna have a monster. Special summon Cyber Dragon, summon Good Witch or Farm Girl. Use their ability to summon Forerunner. Then let's say use Offerings to Doom to get rid of your opponent's monster, so they could take a direct attack. And then play the removal, and then 4,200, 5,600 to the face. So a couple things you can do. You could of course also, since you can play the removal during damage step, you can the removal and Honest. That way you, if you chain it that way, the removal then Honest will give you the power boost of the monster you're attacking. Then the removal will double all that good stuff, and then you'll deal even more damage. Soul Charge, so you can go into some of your rank 4s, rank 3s, rank 7 plays, your rank 5s. Don't need to explain the extra deck as much. I just got Acid Golem, Leviar, Zenmain. I got Tolemios, however, Toli, I guess I'll call him Toli. You get 3 level 4 monsters, overlay them as material for this, detach all 3, and then you can summon Cyber Dragon Nova, or even wind up Arsenals and Mile. But typically you want to go into Nova, because then you'll summon on top of Nova Cyber Dragon Infinity, and then you can use Infinity's abilities. Emerald to help you recycle your monsters that are in the graveyard. Typically you use it to recycle your extra deck, so it's like it's like having 2 Exitons, 2 101s. You get the idea. 2 Cyber Dragon Infinities. Exiton, detach, pop all monsters on your opponent. Pop all cards on the field. As long as your opponent has more cards than you can activate and resolve this effect. And it's a quick effect. 101, you should know its effect. Sky Blaster, Diamond Dyer, Steel Storm Roach, good against inherent summons, you know, like a big monster, those pendulum summon, you can use it against. Your opponent summons, you know, Cyber Dragon or Chimera Tech Fortress or BLS or JD or anything like that. You can use Steel Storm Roach obviously to negate their summonings because it's similar to Blackhorn Heaven. Zen Mile, detachable material, pop two set cards on your opponent's side field. Big Eye, detachable material, take your opponent's monster, and you can use it against them. Draco Sack, detachable material, make 2 tokens. Once per turn, you can attribute a phantom monster, make a phantom beast monster, and destroy 1 card field. You can use the tokens or use Draco Sack himself for that effect. Cyber Dragon Nova, mainly obviously is for the purpose of summoning Cyber Dragon Infinity, but since Cyber Dragon is in the deck, you can use Cyber Dragon Nova's ability, which is once per turn you can detach a material to target 1 Cyber Dragon and your graveyard special summon that target. Also, once per turn during either player's turn, you can banish 1 Cyber Dragon from your hand or face up from your monster card zone. This card gains 2100 attack. So you can become 4200, and then, you know, by banishing a Cyber Dragon from your hand or side of the field, and then play their removal, and then you can make it over 8,000 damage. You can make it a 8,400 damage. So you could OTK with him, you know, under the right conditions. Their removal, a Cyber Dragon, him, boom, and you can get Nova out using, you know, Telemiles or using, or if you can manage to get 2 Cyber Dragons on the field, obviously, you can go into a Cyber Dragon Nova. And Cyber Dragon Infinity, once per turn, you can target a face-up attack position monster, equip it as a material. He gets 200 attack for each material attached to him. And once per turn, during either player's turn, if a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, you can negate it and destroy that card. And that's the end of the deck profile.